know you had to be geeking out about this one. You know, half of the FTR, Dax Harwood wearing your FTR shirt
Oh,
there
baby.
versus Jungle Boy. And they added this extra stipulation, which was very interesting. It really worked well for Luchasaurus to be handcuffed to the rest of FTR and Tully Blanchard. And I love this match. I mean, we expected great things out of this, and it delivered and then some. You
Oh,
know, it was
gosh.
definitely a show-stealing match and performance for both these guys. You know, we've seen Jungle Boy as singles action in the past, and he's wowed us, and he's done
Hmm.
very well. And Dax, this is his first time seeing a singles match in AEW, and he wowed us. And so it was a ground and pound type of match. It was high energy. You know, there was a bunch of chop battles, which we always love a good chop. There was a
Oh,
story in and out of the ring and after the
yep.
match. You know, it was a great match overall. You know, Jungle Boy showed some great strength, some great maneuvers he was doing, and I love the power bomb off the ropes that Dax does into the pin. That's a fun move. And
Hmm.
so, you know, overall, this match was everything you wanted and then some. I mean, you got to be geeking out and just like
Oh, brother.
at the mouth for this one. It
I
was
can
great.
be I can be gushing about this match. This was a pre-tape show, and there was a lot of rumors on. So I mean, on Twitter, I'm always checking out. There was a lot of people talking about how the AEW team, the locker room, they were really geeked about this match, and they felt like this was one of those matches that were going to blow some people's minds. And it was, even with that, like, kind of, okay, my expectations are high. I'm already naturally a huge fan of Dax and Cash.
Right.
And then you get that, you're like, oh man. And then our interactions with Dax on social, he's talked a lot about seeing potential on Jungle Boy. And we've even talked about, Griff Garrison in his interview with us talked about what a leader Dax is in the locker room and stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
it was obvious to me that Dax sort of had this personal investment in making sure that not only this was an awesome match, but that Jungle Boy ended up looking the way, like, I think he wanted to showcase Jungle Boy's skills in this one.
Right.
And more than anything, when you see the way these two went at each other,
Oh,
it
that's
was
great.
such a blend of styles. You could tell Dax, like, his leadership and his planning and his smarts. I've always loved this about FTR, man. Those guys are true, like, scholars of wrestling. Like, they're historians of wrestling. And JR said it best on commentary. JR's been a commentator for over 30 years in wrestling. And he was dating back to the 70s. JR was
Wow.
saying, in any era that I've seen, Dax would be over. Dax would be a star in any era that I've called. And I think that is the ultimate compliment to a guy like
Yeah.
Dax. I know that he is going to wear that with a badge of honor because, he is he's always prided himself on being old school.
Mm-hmm.
FTR they've always talked about no flips, just fists. They love and they pride themselves on understanding wrestling.
Right.
Yes, we love ourselves, the Ray Phoenixes of the world, and the Kenny Omegas of the world, all these guys who can do these incredible athletic feats. But at the end of the day, you don't have to do those things in order to get us invested as fans.
True.
I'm telling you, brother, like, I could watch Dax bully Jungle Boy into a side headlock and geek out. There were moments when I know that Cash and Tully were handcuffed to Luchasaurus today. I was literally saying, handcuff me to my couch and let me just watch this on repeat, man. Like, this match was incredibly well done. The psychology of the match, that was my favorite part, SPD. I know that you always enjoy when a match feels real, like when it's purposeful, right? Like, you could see you don't see those awkward pauses, like you're waiting for a move to happen and things like that. And this match delivered that.
It definitely did. You know, like I said earlier, it definitely it blew out my expectations for sure. You know, I had a feeling this could have been a show stealer, and it definitely was. You know, I was a little surprised by the ending, just because of all the trash talking that FTR was doing. But once again, Jungle Boy coming out on top. It is a great way to build up Jurassic Express and Jungle Boy.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get into the post-match antics,
That's the
you
thing.
I forgot about Jungle Boy winning. And then this
Exactly.
just solidified how much of a heel and how much of a threat that FTR is. I mean, when you have the pile driver by Tully off the top rope
That
of
was awesome.
Luchasaurus, that was great. And then the ultimate
Cutting off the
degrading
horns.
thing. I mean, you get the dinosaur is dehorned. I mean, you know, that is the ultimate slap in the face for someone. I mean, we talked about it with Britt Baker washing the paint off Thunder Rosa's face, which she said on our interview, or a Lucha brother or Lucha, you know, getting his mask taken pulled off. This is as bad as it gets for someone like Luchasaurus. And, you know, I've been a huge fan of Luchasaurus for a long time. I think his in-ring work is awesome. I mean, the guy can kick, he can flip, he can power bomb, he can do it all. And he's over 10 million years old. So, I mean, he's in great shape for his age.
That's
but there you go.
fantastic. Yeah, you know, and that's the thing about FTR. Again, I'm going to pull it back to my guys. You know, yeah, Dax tapped out clean, but
Yeah.
he didn't lose an ounce of heat.
Right, I forgot all about it.
Immediately after that match, he and Cash and Tully were able to establish just how despicable they are. You know, I mean, like, it just, not only does it make us hate them that much more and look at what despicable heels they are, but it makes us want to root for Jurassic Express that much more. It does. I mean, again, it goes back to the manipulation of the feelings and the emotions of the fans, and being able to do that in a ring through your in-ring storytelling. That's one of the things I love the most about my favorite wrestlers. All are able to do those things, and FTR does it better than anybody, man. This is without a doubt an elite from me. This, honestly, I saw people talking about SPD. This might be blasphemy to you. I know that you were there live. You got to see Ray Phoenix versus Kenny Omega. But I saw people talking about this being a potential like match of the year for AEW already, competing with Kenny and Ray Phoenix. And obviously, yes, it does not have the stakes that match had. It wasn't a world title match. It wasn't a main event, those types of things. Absolutely understand that. But if we're removing those circumstances and you look at the way these two went at each other, Jungle Boy was, I think, established that much more as, like, I mean, he shut Dax up. You talked about it. Dax and FTR were talking a lot of smack. I don't know, man. I'm going to go back and watch this one again. It was that good. Really, I mean, when you talk about a blend of, you mentioned athletic, I mean, the power bomb off, like this, like basically the springboard power bomb almost, like you have technical moves, the bodying that Dax put throughout this, man. He was like, you could tell he was talking trash throughout this match. He was trying to make it personal. And at the end of this one, this feud feels very personal now. I mean, I'm very excited about where this is going to go.
Yeah, and it was, I loved you talking about moves that, you know, Jungle Boy started doing the suplex city, man. That was cool that he was doing the hold on suplexes. So that was just showing how his strength in all this. And this was Bonds' biggest moment as well for the whole show. Man. So he's a very smart man. So let's listen to Bonds' biggest moment right now.
Hey everybody, Bonds here with my biggest moment of the week. And what a good performance from Jungle Boy tonight. He earned my biggest moment for that clean win over Dax Harwood. And while afterwards Jurassic Express was attacked and belittled by FTR, I think that this was a huge moment for Jungle Boy as a singles competitor. It showed that he's able to do it against stiff competition, because Dax Harwood is a grizzled veteran who a lot of people respect in this business. And I think having Jungle Boy win against Dax is a pretty big indicator that AEW thinks this kid is a star. And I think that's very important, that they're able to build somebody like him, and it's working, and it's over, and it's great. And it was such a good match tonight. That was just on top peak performance from both guys. Dax, hats off to you as well. Just a great match in general. And I want your guys' thoughts on this, because I think this was clearly the best, most consistent match of the night, and I think both these guys deserve credit.
Vaughn said it very well, SPD. I mean, I'm not going to get tired of hearing other people praise my favorite people in the company. FTR is amazing. I will say that this did very much feel like the coronation of Jungle Boy in a lot of ways. I think Dax really put in the work, and I mean, obviously, credit to Jungle Boy. That kid is phenomenal in the ring.
Yeah.